Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Tripp and Wendy bust Stefan as part of Konstantin's retaliation for Catharina. The spoilers for Monday, February 5's episode of Days of Our Lives indicate that Tripp Johnson discovered something was wrong with Ava Vitali after Wendy Shin revealed something to him about interfering mothers. Tripp expressed regret when he persuaded Wendy to acknowledge that Ava had mistreated her and doubted her commitment to the relationship. Wendy admitted to having changed her mind about her affections for Harris Michaels and Stefan DiMera toward Ava, but Ava cut her off. Eventually, Tripp and Wendy came across a poster advertising the geocaching scavenger hunt, which caused Wendy to start talking all tech stuff to Tripp. On Monday's episode of Days, Ava and Stefan decided in bed that their hookup was amazing but also a mistake. Stefan hurried to get dressed and attempted to point the finger at Ava, but she pretended that he had equal responsibility for the incident. The secret was crucial, and Stefan believed that this applied particularly to him as he was married to Gabby Hernandez DiMera and had more to lose. When Tripp and Wendy arrived home, Stefan was shirtless in the living room with Ava, who was dressed in a robe, since he couldn't locate his shirt in the bedroom. Tripp became enraged as a result and warned Stefan to stay away from Ava since he didn't want Stefan to use his mother. When Stefan kissed Ava and walked away, Ava wouldn't talk to Tripp about it. On Monday's DOL episode, Johnny DiMera cuddled with Chanel Dupree at the DiMera home and shared his worries about the potential impact of all the DiMera curses on their marriage. Chanel mistakenly believed that Johnny was only being superstitious. However, Johnny informed her that he had previously been possessed by the devil and implied that horrible things would indeed occur. Since Chanel loved Johnny first and foremost, she reassured him about Allie Horton because she thought there might be another explanation for his worries. They went upstairs to hit the sheets after Chanel persuaded Johnny that he was more than enough for her. Thinking back on the dream he'd had often, of getting back in touch with Stephanie Johnson in this way, Everett Lynch did so in his suite. Everett never intended to let Stephanie leave, not now that his dream had finally come true. Everett made hints about having a place together and continuing where they left off while they enjoyed their room service. Before they went back under the covers, Stephanie pleaded with Everett to calm down and simply enjoy the moment. On Monday's episode of Days, Paulina Price tested the waters by inviting Abe Carver home after their date. After a brief period of hesitation, Abe found himself sharing a bed with Paulina for the first time since his memory loss. Paulina was happy to have a passionate reunion with Abe, which helped divert her attention from the fact that she was waiting on test results. Abe pulled Paulina very close and offered comfort when it turned out that she needed another ultrasound because her lump was apparently growing larger. On Monday's episode of Days, Konstantin Melionis quarreled with John Black in the park and revealed that the argument concerned Victor Kiriaki's, John Aniston, pawn. John became so enraged that he pulled out a gun and pointed it at Konstantin while he pressed for clarification. According to Konstantin, John attempted to approach him in Greece, but his stunning Catharina stood in his way. There had been a fleeting flashback of Catharina in Aria, but John could not recall her identity. John bowed his head and entered an obedient trance as Konstantin pulled out the red card and inquired about its meaning. John admitted to Konstantin that he had previously been referred to as the pawn and that he no longer knew his own name. This made Konstantin realize that there had to be retaliation because he had finally identified the person who was accountable for Catharina's death. John was asked to move a garbage can and lift his arm as a way for Konstantin to gauge his compliance. John was then given the instruction by Konstantin to grab the gun, aim it at his head, and squeeze the trigger. John almost carried out the command, but Konstantin intervened at the last second and made a suggestion that John had a different agenda. Despite his vow to get revenge on Catharina, Konstantin desired for John to be Konstantin's pawn first. John was about to wake up when Konstantin showed him the card again, but he departed before John could react. John was shaken as he attempted to make sense of it all, having woken up alone and bewildered. According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, Konstantin will shortly brief John on some new orders, which means there will undoubtedly be alarming news. Kristen and Alex compare their notes about Brady and Teresa. Daytime soap opera teasers hint that Alex and Kristen will talk about their present relationships with Brady and Teresa on Tuesday, February 6th. It makes sense that Alex and Kristen would want to talk about how unhappy they are with their relationships right now. The two don't have many buddies who can help them out when they're in need separately. Therefore, it seems natural that even though they come from competing families, they eventually find solace in one another. Thus, expect Alex and Kristen to talk to Teresa and Brady about their current circumstances. Any possible sentiments Teresa may have for Brady is causing jealous Alex to become entangled, and vice versa. Furthermore, a frustrated Kristen wants an explanation for Brady's lack of empathy. Will Alex and Kristen just talk to each other about their problems? Or will they come up with specific strategies or methods to keep Brady and Teresa apart? Check out what else Days has planned for February. The Salem Police Department and Commissioner Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring, who will be on the weakest link, are putting in extra hours of labor. They're actually going to whatever lengths to prevent the community from becoming overrun by tainted medications. To date, the successful battle has involved drug busts, numerous apprehensions, and pursuing Clyde, James Redd, the mastermind behind the pandemic. Another raid by the police is about to take place. Will it be a hit like the one at the bistro, or a failure like so many others before it? Furthermore, Everett and Chad, Billy Flynn, visit Clyde in Statesville. Given that Clyde is incarcerated for the murder of Abby, Chad will undoubtedly find this to be a triggering interaction. When Chad and Everett confront the prisoner about the drug trade, can Chad control his emotions in front of Clyde? Or is he going to let the killer go to holy hell? At last, a new chapter in Abe and Paulina's marriage is underway. In spite of Paulina's current physical condition and Abe's memory loss, they can now declare that their relationship is in excellent shape. Following a memorable evening, Abe and Paulina had a pleasant morning together. One place they can set the drama aside. Additionally, they can focus on their love and all the good things in their lives while cherishing each other. Will this blissful moment last? On Days of Our Lives, chaos reigns, resulting in one guy being shot and another on the verge of suicide after receiving an order to end his own life. Days spoilers for the weekly video preview for February 5th to 9th, 2024, are a potent blend of mystery and mysterious showdowns. Act as a couple after an exciting night of sex. Stefan and Ava lay still next to each other. Yes, that is true, Stefan remarks. Ava murmurs, yeah, and then continues, no one can ever know the truth. There was a very big raid this morning at a warehouse, declares Chad as the Salem Police Department searches the scene of what appears to be another possible narcotics bust. Later, Chad pays a visit to Clyde, the drug ring's mastermind, who is being held prisoner in Statesville. Having killed Chad's former wife, Abigail, Clyde starts to get under his skin right away. The prisoner is made fun of. Oh, that's gotta hurt, huh? Everett stops Chad when he tries to charge him. Upon realizing that Stefan may have played a role in all of this, EJ confronts his brother at the DeMera estate. You're going to go to jail, declares EJ, only to be met with a cacophonous roar of laughter. In the meantime, Xander seems to be caught up in the mysterious circumstance, but how? And Harris talks to Rafe about the serious circumstances. He says, all hell is going to break loose once Clyde finds out about this. Later, while Harris is waiting to meet someone on the docks, a figure wearing a ski mask enters the frame. Harris gets shot unexpectedly, and he hits the ground. John meets with Konstantin to hear some details about his troubled background as the pawn. The scoundrel shows John a crimson card and says, in Greece, you came to deliver a message of death. John seems to fall under his spell. Konstantin asks John to see if the power play has been successful. It seems to have. John says, who's John? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.